Thanks, Kara. Welcome, everybody. So as Kara mentioned, this is the first in a series of webinars on how to apply SAFe within the IBM Continuous Engineering solution. So since it's the first one, we kind of just want to look at an overview. So we'll talk about some lean agile principles, specifically those espoused by SAFe. Another goal of us is to understand how the IBM Continuous Engineering solution implements those principles or helps people execute those principles. And we'll do it really from 4 different contexts here. We'll look at how the IBM Continuous Engineering solution helps manage change, helps us build that solution incrementally, helps us build quality in, and helps make progress visible. All lean principles advocated by SAFe. So if you've seen some webinars before, this is kind of my typical introduction slide, so I'll go through it quick. Every system that we build, whether it be a complex engineering embedded system, automotive defense, or whether it be some kind of IT system, we've seen rapid increases in complexity, at the same time reduction in cycle times, reduced costs, being very much more cost conscious, products being focused on a continuous release cycle. Even automobiles like Tesla, get over-the-air updates now, and that's probably a thing that we're going to see continuing in the future. Furthermore, most organizations, every large organization, has some kind of collaboration they need to do outside of their organization. We build these system of systems, and outside my organization, maybe I have an internal supplier, like if I'm at Intel and I build tablets, I may have an internal supplier for displays or power supplies. Or it could be external suppliers is the most obvious one. So we have to span our little our organization, our central organization here in ways and enable that collaboration. So and then we're always subject to compliance issues, contractual obligations that we have, or a lot of times regulatory compliance that we need to meet as well. So despite all these challenges, those kinds of issues don't go away. So these are the SAFe principles. If you've seen some of our SAFe webinars before, you've probably seen us discuss these principles. I usually start at the ones on the bottom talking about them. The goal here is to, as it says, unlock that intrinsic motivation of knowledge workers. If you've seen any of the knowledge worker type things, the incentives that we use for knowledge workers are different than those incentives that we use for traditional kind of mechanical, if you do this, then you will get that kind of carrot and stick motivations. How we want to motivate them is by decentralizing decisions, empowering them to make decisions, yet to do that, we need to do all the other stuff up here, which is give them a perspective, give them an economic perspective, a system thinking perspective, have them be able to learn, put them in a system where they're learning and gaining knowledge as they start to build the system. Not only them, but us as well that are managing that construction. So I want to focus on a few of those today. We'll take probably 10 minutes or so to focus on them. First off, we want to discuss how to build or why we want to build incrementally with fast learning cycles, talking about learning and gaining knowledge as we build the system. We also want to talk about milestones. A lot of organizations have some kind of milestones, stage gate milestones. We don't mind milestones, like we love milestones, as long as they're based on some kind of evaluation of an operational functioning working system. That's what we want to measure. We don't want to measure how big is a document or how much does it weigh or is it complete or not. We want to measure the system towards being complete, not surrogates for the system or proxies for that system. We also want to talk about some of the lean principles of reducing work in progress and visualizing that WIP, making work and producing it in smaller batches, and making sure our queue links are managed. This, again, is a lot of the lean agile principle stuff that with backlogs and time boxes, things like that, that the rational tools are excellent in helping support. And then we want to talk about applying cadence and synchronization.